The story of a 12-year-old boy and what he did with his widowed mother will leave you astonished. The boy loved his widowed mother dearly, and because of that love his mother and son shared an immense bond, but the love they shared led to a shocking event that you will hear about in this story. Today's video is very important and educational for everyone to keep watching until the very end. Every moment of the 12-year-old boy's life seemed like a new test. Once upon a time, there was a 12-year-old boy named Arjun. He lived with his mother and older sister in a modest double-story house. The house had been built by his father, who had worked in a private company. Sadly, Arjun's father passed away unexpectedly 5 years ago at the age of 38. He had been the breadwinner of the family, and his sudden death left a void that could never be filled. Arjun's mother was only 30 when her husband died. At such a young age, she found herself alone, struggling to provide for her 2 children. The pain of losing her husband was overwhelming, but the financial burden was even more crushing. The company where Arjun's father had worked gave the family only 3,000 rupees, approximately $11 as compensation, which was far from enough to sustain them for long. To make matters worse, none of their relatives or friends came forward to offer any support. It was as if, in their time of hardship, even their closest relatives had become strangers. Arjun's family, once surrounded by people, now found themselves completely isolated. Arjun's mother, who had always been a loving and caring wife, now had to take on a new role as the sole caretaker of her family. She spent her days grieving and her nights worrying about how to feed her children. She tried her best to make ends meet, but the money her husband had left behind was quickly running out. As time passed, the financial strain became unbearable. They couldn't pay their bills, and food was becoming scarce. Arjun's mother did everything she could to save money. She cut down on expenses, sold whatever little they had, and tried to make the best of their dire situation. But even with all her sacrifices, the money was gone within 10 months. With no other options left, Arjun's mother made a difficult decision. She would have to leave the house and find work to support her children. She ventured out into the world, facing the harsh reality of being a woman alone, struggling to support 2 children. She first found a job as a maid in one house. The pay was minimal, but it was a start. She continued her search and soon managed to secure 2 more cleaning jobs. With 3 jobs, she earned a total of 10,000 rupees a month. Though it was barely enough to cover their daily expenses, Arjun's mother persevered. Life was still incredibly difficult. Half of her income was spent on sending Arjun and his sister to school and buying them small necessities, leaving her with very little to get by. Arjun, on the other hand, was doing his best to stay focused on his education. Despite the constant worry over food and money at home, he tried not to let it affect his studies. But soon, the weight of hunger and stress took a toll on him. For 2 days, Arjun hadn't eaten anything. His body grew weak, and he couldn't focus. His stomach ached, and he felt completely drained. He drank only water to keep himself going, hoping it would provide some relief. Yet, as he sat in class, he felt his energy fading away. His vision blurred, and everything around him seemed to be fading into darkness. Arjun's teacher, Rahul, noticed the change in him. He saw the pale, weak boy struggling to stay awake and wondered what was wrong. Concerned, Sir Rahul approached him and gently asked, "What's wrong with you, Arjun? Are you feeling well?" Arjun, with great difficulty, opened his eyes and replied, "Yes, sir, I'm fine." But Sir Rahul wasn't convinced. He could see that Arjun was far from fine, so he insisted, "Tell me what's really going on. You don't look okay." Arjun hesitated but finally admitted, "We have no food at home. We haven't eaten for 2 days. I'm not feeling well." Sir Rahul's heart sank upon hearing this. Without a second thought, he stood up, guided Arjun to the staff room, and immediately asked the school's watchman to go to the market. Sir Rahul handed him some money and said, "Quickly, bring something for Arjun to eat." The watchman rushed to the market and returned within minutes with a burger and a cold drink. Sir Rahul handed the food to Arjun and said, "Here, eat this. You need to recover your strength." Arjun hesitated at first, but the moment he bit into the burger and drank the cold drink, he began to feel better. His head cleared, and he felt the energy slowly returning to his body. His vision, once clouded, now seemed clear, and for the first time in days, Arjun felt something resembling normalcy. Sir Rahul, still worried but relieved to see Arjun improving, asked, "How do you feel now?" Arjun nodded weakly, his face finally showing a sign of relief. "I'm better, sir." "Thank you." Sir Rahul smiled warmly and said, "Good. Now go back to class, and after school, I want you to come see me in my office." When the school bell rang at the end of the day, Arjun walked towards Sir Rahul's office, still feeling a bit weak but now able to think clearly. When he arrived, Sir Rahul was waiting for him. "Don't worry, Arjun. I'm going to help you," Sir Rahul said as he stood up. He took Arjun by the shoulder and walked him to his bike. "Come on, I'll take you to the market." Sir Rahul rode his bike with Arjun behind him, and together they went to the market. Sir Rahul bought everything Arjun's family needed: flour, rice, lentils, sugar, and other essentials. He didn't stop there. Sir Rahul took the groceries directly to Arjun's home. When they arrived, Arjun's mother wasn't there yet. She worked late into the night cleaning houses, often returning home in the early hours of the morning. Sir Rahul placed the groceries in the kitchen and then turned to Arjun. "Don't worry about anything now. From now on, I will make sure your family has everything they need. I'll bring food every month so you can focus on your studies and not have to worry about where your next meal is coming from." Arjun felt a deep sense of relief wash over him. He had never imagined that someone outside his family would care so much. Sir Rahul's kindness was like a beacon of light in the darkest time of his life. Before leaving, Sir Rahul turned to Arjun and said, "I know things are tough right now, but focus on your education. It's the key to a better future. I'll make sure the rest is taken care of." Sir Rahul's intervention was not a one-time gesture. He kept his promise to Arjun and his family. Every month, without fail, Sir Rahul would send groceries to their home. Arjun's mother couldn't believe the kindness of this man who was not even a close relative. Despite his modest salary, Sir Rahul continued to help without ever asking for anything in return. He often visited Arjun's house, making sure that the family had enough food to get through the month. The support Sir Rahul provided didn't stop at just food. One day, when Arjun's mother came home, she was surprised to see a full kitchen with all the necessary groceries stocked up. She asked in disbelief, "How did all this get here?" Arjun, who was sitting nearby, explained, "It was Sir Rahul. He's been sending these groceries every month. He even spoke to the school administration and got my 3 months unpaid fees waived." Upon hearing this, Arjun's mother broke down in tears. She couldn't believe that someone who had no obligation to them would go so far to help. Sir Rahul's selflessness overwhelmed her, and she prayed for his well-being, thankful for the immense help he had provided during their most difficult times. Sir Rahul's actions went beyond what most people would do. He took a real interest in Arjun's future. He knew that the only way Arjun and his family could escape poverty was through education. Sir Rahul encouraged Arjun to focus solely on his studies and promised that he would always be there for him. Despite the hardship, Arjun's mother was incredibly grateful, but she couldn't help but feel guilty that she wasn't able to repay Sir Rahul for his kindness. However, Sir Rahul, always humble, assured her, "You don't need to thank me. You can consider me your brother. Helping you is the least I can do. You and Arjun are like family to me." While Arjun's mother worked tirelessly to make ends meet, Sir Rahul's regular support ensured that they never had to worry about food again. Over time, Arjun's mother felt a sense of peace knowing that someone cared for the months past. Arjun focused on his studies with renewed determination. He became more and more motivated to succeed, inspired by Sir Rahul's selfless help. Arjun began to dream of a better life, a life where he could repay his teacher for everything Sir Rahul had done for him. Despite all the struggles, Arjun's schoolwork improved. He worked diligently and began to excel in his classes. His teachers noticed the change in him. The weak, distracted boy who had once struggled to stay awake was now attentive, focused, and full of hope. But Sir Rahul's influence didn't just stop at providing groceries or tuition fees. He had instilled in Arjun the belief that no matter how difficult life became, education would always be the key to overcoming obstacles. Arjun believed that if he worked hard enough, he could change his life and, in turn, help others just as Sir Rahul had helped him. Sir Rahul's impact on Arjun was immeasurable. He was not only a teacher, but also a mentor, a guiding light in the darkest time of Arjun's life. The lessons he imparted went beyond the classroom and into the heart of Arjun's life journey. Arjun, now with the courage to dream of a better future, focused entirely on his education. He knew that someday he would repay Sir Rahul in the best way possible, by becoming successful and helping others in the same way. Time passed, and Arjun's life began to change in ways he had never imagined. With Sir Rahul's unwavering support, Arjun was able to focus entirely on his studies. He poured his heart and soul into learning, never forgetting the sacrifices his mother had made and the kindness Rahul had shown him. He worked harder than ever before, knowing that this was his chance to build a better future for himself and his family. One day, Arjun received the news he had been dreaming of. He had been awarded a scholarship to study at a prestigious university in Mumbai. The joy that filled his heart was indescribable. It was as if all the hardships he and his family had endured were finally coming to an end. Arjun's mother and sister were overjoyed by the news. For the first time in years, they had something to celebrate. Arjun never imagined that he would one day be able to study in Mumbai. It seemed like a far-off dream, something only the rich and privileged could achieve. But now, that dream was within his reach. The university had given him a scholarship, and he was about to embark on a new chapter of his life. The day Arjun left for his studies in Mumbai, his mother and sister stood by his side, both with tears in their eyes. Arjun hugged them tightly and promised that he would work hard to make them proud. As he boarded the plane, he couldn't help but reflect on how far he had come, from a boy struggling to survive to a young man with a bright future ahead of him. The University of Mumbai had arranged everything for him, his food, accommodation, and all his expenses were taken care of. Arjun was overwhelmed with gratitude. He knew that he was standing at the threshold of a new life, and it was all thanks to the support of people like Sir Rahul. Arjun settled into his new life, but he never forgot about his family back home. The scholarship not only covered his expenses but also provided him with extra money, which he sent back to his mother every month. He knew she was still working hard to support herself and his sister, and he wanted to make sure they were taken care of. Arjun encouraged his mother to stop working as a maid, telling her that he could now support her. He wanted her to rest and enjoy the fruits of her labor. Arjun's life was finally beginning to turn around, and he felt a deep sense of pride and responsibility to take care of the family that had sacrificed so much for him. Over time, Arjun's financial situation improved even further. He secured a part-time job while studying, and the money he earned helped him send even more to his mother. His hard work paid off as he became more settled in his new life. His mother, who had once struggled to feed her children, now had the means to live a more comfortable life. She used the money Arjun sent to renovate their home, buying new furniture and making their house a real home. The family's life, which had once been filled with worry and hardship, was now filled with hope and promise. The relatives who had once ignored Arjun's family, the ones who never checked in on them when times were tough, suddenly began to appear at their doorstep. They came with smiles and offers of help, as if they had always been there. Arjun didn't hold any grudges, but he couldn't help but notice how quickly people's attitudes had changed now that his family was doing better. In the meantime, Arjun's sister finished her studies, and the family began to look forward to the future with excitement. Arjun's success had become a beacon of hope for them, and they all felt a sense of pride in his achievements as the years went by. Arjun's hard work paid off in ways he could never have dreamed of. He successfully completed his degree and received a job offer from a prestigious company in Delhi. The offer was generous, with a starting salary of 3 lakh rupees, a sum that would have seemed unimaginable during his childhood. Arjun was overjoyed. It was a testament to all the sacrifices he and his family had made, and he felt immense pride in how far he had come. Before leaving for Delhi, Arjun went shopping for gifts for his mother and sister. He wanted to show them just how much they meant to him. The day he left was an emotional one. His mother held him tightly and kissed him on the forehead, her eyes filled with tears of joy. She had seen her son go from struggling to survive to becoming a successful young man with a bright future. It was a dream come true for both of them. Arjun's first day at his new job as a general manager was overwhelming. As he sat at his desk, taking in his new position and the responsibility that came with it, he couldn't help but think of Sir Rahul. It was Sir Rahul who had given him the chance to succeed, who had helped him when he was at his lowest point. Without Sir Rahul's kindness, without his unwavering support, Arjun knew that none of this would have been possible. Sir Rahul had not only helped Arjun with food and tuition fees, but he had also instilled in him the belief that no matter how difficult life became, education would always be the key to overcoming adversity. Arjun owed everything he had to that one act of kindness. As Arjun sat at his desk, thinking of his teacher, he realized that he had to find Sir Rahul and express his gratitude. He immediately arranged for his office car to be sent and made his way to the school where Sir Rahul had once taught him. When he arrived, he learned that Sir Rahul had left the school a year ago. Arjun couldn't stop himself from feeling a sense of urgency. He needed to find Sir Rahul and thank him properly. After some searching, Arjun managed to get Sir Rahul's address. He arrived at Sir Rahul's house with fruits and sweets, hoping to show his gratitude. When he saw Sir Rahul, he was shocked. Sir Rahul, once full of energy and vitality, now looked weak and frail. The teacher who had once helped him in his darkest hour was now in need of help himself. Sir Rahul had been tutoring to make ends meet, but the years had taken a toll on him. Arjun was deeply concerned. He immediately arranged for Sir Rahul to receive medical treatment and started sending food and supplies to his home every day. Arjun wanted to ensure that Sir Rahul and his family were well taken care of, just as Sir Rahul had done for him and his family when they were in need. Sir Rahul's health gradually improved, and he regained his strength. Arjun's mother, who had already developed a close bond with Sir Rahul's daughter, visited their house. Sir Rahul's daughter, who had been helping him with tutoring, was a bright young woman who had recently graduated. Arjun's mother took a liking to her, and soon, Arjun's family proposed that she marry Arjun. Sir Rahul, seeing how his daughter was treated with respect and care by Arjun's family, happily agreed to the match. Sir Rahul, a man who had once been the one to offer help, now found himself in a position where he was being helped in return. He felt an overwhelming sense of gratitude to God for bringing Arjun into his life. Sir Rahul's kindness, which had been a seed planted so many years ago, had blossomed into a lifelong bond of love, respect, and mutual support. Arjun had become a successful man, not just because of his own efforts, but because of the incredible support he had received from Sir Rahul. He realized that the kindness he had received from Sir Rahul had made all the difference in his life. The teacher who had once been a guiding light in his darkest time had now become a part of his family. Arjun, with a heart full of gratitude, promised to continue Sir Rahul's legacy of helping others. He knew that someday, he too would pass on the kindness that had been shown to him. In this way, the cycle of kindness, love, and support would continue, and others would be given the chance to change their lives, just as he had. And so, the story of Arjun and Sir Rahul reminds us that even in the darkest times, a single act of kindness can light the way to a brighter future. This story teaches that gratitude and humanity are life's greatest treasures. The love and respect that Arjun showed to his mother and teacher serve as an inspiration to all. If this story inspired you or gave you chills, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with your friends and family, and if you want more powerful and emotional stories like this one, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. We'd also love to hear your thoughts. Leave a comment below about this story, and if you enjoyed this story, give it a big thumbs up. Your support helps us continue sharing stories that touch hearts and inspire change. Thank you for watching, and see you in the next story.